back with the back with the back with the back with another one. Yo, I think double up. Baby made the beat and my microphone is Tommy gun. Watch it start to bubble up. Yeah, we about to go to work. Music and it's subtle love. Girl, you better set it up. When I get busy, write some wild, let's get up on the track and make it dizzy. That dude that claim that he's satin born sun raw wanna be moon not in Capricorn but horny as I wanna be. Fresh to the skitting that, giving that, hitting that pour up upon, eating it like supper Back to the track, feeling like it's all repeating balances of this and that. And this is what it is, and this is where it's at, yo. This is what it is, and this is where it's at, yo. This is what it is, and this is where it's at, and this is what it is, and this is where it's at. When it's hot and you feeling the bop, you can't breathe. It's the pressure in your chest, your face, you can't breathe. It's the shit, it's the fuck, it's a sheesh, it's the James Wadey all up on the track by Peace. And this is what it is, 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 and this is what it is. Step inside my mind,
see the beaches that I reach. View the hills I walk, browsing on these wretched streets. Smiling faces tell love, no lies from the mouthpiece. Living in disbelief.
Everyone feel like they owe the piece. Step inside my mind,
see the beaches that I reach. View the hills I walk, browsing on these wretched streets. Smiling faces tell love, no lies from the mouthpiece. Living in disbelief, everyone feel like they owe the piece. Step inside my mind, see the beaches that I reach. View the hills I walk, rising on these wretched streets. Smiling faces tell love.
And this is what it is, 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 and this is what it is.
Hey yo, BW, run that back, cause I'm back with another drum. Made the #1 track to make the summer fun. Broadcast from the Bay Area, Oakland. A bit of nostalgia sprinkled on this instrumental, got you open. This single, mixing and melting pot. Beautiful city, oak trees, black thoughts. Peace of mind for my people. As long as I'm alive, I'ma live illegal. Spill ill bars, keep it peaceful. Wavy Wallace, we provide love. That's facts. Couldn't cut suited old tracks. What we fuck like we in the track. Young, gifted, and blacker. Blacker is the berry, the freedom's fruit that I possess. No GMO fake tits. I'm as real as it gets. Cooling on joining your internet for click, bait fish. I'm more comfortable in my lane, like Sean Carter with Louis Shades. We got it.
Yeah. And this is what it is, 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 and this is what it is.
Step inside my mind, this the beaches that I reach. View the hills I walk, browsing on these wretched streets. Smiling faces tell no lies from the mouthpiece. Living in disbelief, everyone feel like they owe the piece. Step inside my mind, see the beaches that I reach. View the hills I walk, browsing on these wretched streets. Smiling faces tell love, no lies from the mouthpiece.
Living in disbelief, everyone feel like they owe the piece. Step inside my mind,
See the beaches that
I reach.
View the hills smiling faces tell.
This is what it is, this is what it is.
Looking like I'm hella photogenic.
Looking like I'm hella photo. Looking like I'm hella photo. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. You can get it. Looking
like I'm hella photogenic.
Looking like I'm hella photogenic.
Looking like I'm hella photo.
Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Yeah. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Yeah. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me feeling like I'm Kobe on a pivot. Who committed this to Bryson Wallace? Knock him dead, am a fed, Bama bread. Never wonder bread, undercover, but the humblest. Fuckerless, comfortable, uncrushable. Cucumber hue, putting 10 buttons up the upper two. One or two options that could take you to the W. Flow wonderful, you forgot about them other dudes. Spent some time with rhythm and rhyme, correcting the spine. Similar to stars align, all align, fall in line. Diamonds in my mind that slips me. Thoughts on a frisbee, inquisitive stare, lost in the sparkle. Bask in the beauty like Don Juan DeMarco. She ride in the carpool, her friend in the carpool. AC got the car cool, it's amazing what y'all do. It's all I do, don't even argue. Got to start through this awful. All lies manifest the rain and the thunder. Making soil like butter, bringing flowers out the gutter. Living like photogenic, low key, didn't hit a shutter. Never did I stutter, motherfucker, cause I'm living like I'm hella photogenic. Living like I'm hella photogenic. Living like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Living like I'm hella photogenic. You can get it, got me looking like I'm hella photogenic. Looking, baby, looking like I'm hella photogenic. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Yeah, baby, looking like I'm hella photogenic. Yeah, looking like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me
living like I'm hella photogenic.
Yeah.
Feeling like I'm hella photogenic.
Yeah.
Roof off, window cynic, gunmetal, Gotti gold trimming. Looking like I'm hella Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Playing lead guitar in the village.
Yeah.
Gatto smile and have a smoking sentence.
What? Yeah.
Paper up, call it spinach.
Yeah.
Everything I rock had a vintage.
Hella vintage, boy.
Fresh to my heart finish.
Yeah.
Work smart, no heavy lifting. Don't work with fools who ain't try to go the distance.
Yeah.
Caught it like an interest. Eating, leaning, all your shape shifting.
Whoop.
And leaving like I'm hella photogenic. Feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Black with the power to match. Like Huey Newton. Get up in there. Learning how to shoot a gun before you shoot it. Prove us in the sewage. I must be toothless. Never buy the other one. Style. Liable to catch a fair one. Wow. Eating off my own place. Cause I'm A1. If I'm sharing, that's a dinner day, son. Fancy entrees and vintage. And I got a lot with my missus. Getting lifted champagne kisses. Living like I'm hella photogenic. Feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Word cool dog. You thought I invented? Nah, bruh. That's how I live it up, son. Hella photogenic. Living like I'm hella photogenic. Roofed out, ain't nothing to mention. Take a picture.
Feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Living like I'm hella photogenic. You can get it like I'm feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me feeling like I'm hella photogenic. Looking, yeah. Looking like I'm hella photogenic. Look, I get it, got me looking, baby, looking, baby, yeah.
On the photogenic. It's the
BWJW, another U. Yeah, Bryson Wallace, James Wavy,
It's the BW. Pops on the ones and twos.
DJ Pops on the ones and BWJW, yeah, it's the BWJW, another U.
Hey yo, it's the
BWJW,
another who. Hey yo,
DJ Pops on the scratches,
it's the BWJW, another who.
Shout out Oaklandish, join the movement, yeah.
Kick of the shoes, the tilt of the hat, the half of the moon, the back of the lat, the lottos, the bingos, the blackjack and craps. I'm everything, black, everything. In the silence of nights, the tears for gold. The swag that leans and forms of poverty clothes. And the spin of the globe on the spine of those that carries the load. That pinch and pick at the soul through the back, oh yeah, that's me, black, on everything. The sweeter voice wrapped around saxophone prayers. The network in the corners to the office of mayor. Sending innocent eyes to the grittier stairs. Young cubs to California bears, I swear. I'm that. I'm everything. Black. I'm the southern tongue beneath the western sun. I'm the ballad, the bullet, the son of a gun. I'm the naturally herb, the bitter, the honey of buns. No pun, you know, just all the fun and fact. Blacks. I'm the space between all that. And the thoughts that say somewhere my skin is peeled on the sidewalk everywhere. Sticking to the lips of heels that chew down homes and gravel with money-hungry footsteps. Stomping through the low housing outcome, where I happen to be a soul on layaway. Say my blood value high as oil do, where capital minds could cash in. I'm where the crease begins, and forgiving hands that's been bitten when smiling faces prove again and again that paper and politics are not to be friends. But see, I'm cut from a cloth that cover all such sins. Ancestral tales through the heritage of amen, amen. Say the soil know my name be true as sky blue. Or the world seem finicky about my identity. Just know the history. Before the bywords and characters had mimicked me. I'm the native, indigenous, aboriginal. The now, the back then, and the passport to infinity. See the pictographs of time is my imagery. I'm the grace of God that won't finish me. I walk lyrically. Though they try to lock, chain, seal tight my spiritual, still, I pity you. Bellow of full play, a freedom song and a hyphy haiku, the Yay area turf talk ghetto gospel classic. Ooh, the generation that's been asking. I'm the absent, and most of me not written on paper for school books, except by blood on the leaves that often drink my lifelines down to its roots. I'm the sweat, the tears, the jazz fertilizing the taste of my fruit. OG stands for organic with the juice. All of me is all of you. The soul, the food, and the heaven that breathes by the way we breathe. I'm the heme, I'm clean, I'm yada I mean. Oh yes indeed, I'm everything. Black, my blackness is everything.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm Siri. This is Damo. Swag. Okay,
Sitting by the lake and I'm plotting on a million.
Okay,
I'm meshing different groups like a goddamn chameleon.
Okay,
I'm fresh, I'm fly. This is something I imply. Cause it's obvious if you don't fuck with me, I don't know why. Ain't never been one, for the negativity.
Yeah.
Niggas be
Yeah.
mad tight cause they chicks is straight feeling me. But chill, G. I'm just tryna chill and blow my tree. Expel something wonderful.
Yeah, okay, I grab my Sailor Joe's, hello, past the endo before I go indoors.
Pop up on the 40
Yeah.
and I peep how
Yeah.
you hoes brains be mad damaged. I ain't here for that collateral. Shorty, your thoughts is mad lateral. I'm thinking far and ahead, making it on my own. Cause other niggas will have you dead.
Yeah.
Come home and I rest my fucking head in my motherfucking bed and I dream.
Okay, this life is a slow swim. I'm motherfucking tread through terrains that'll make one insane in the brain. But if you ain't never seen the sun, how you know when it rains? If you ain't never seen God, how you know that there's a devil? I may do deviant things, but it seems I'm a rebel. Hell have no fire like a woman's fury. I tell you the truth, bitch, I've been serious. Been had the answer since I popped out the womb. Okay, knew I had the potential to make your speakers go boom, your shit stink like a bad perfume, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like my dad made me a prodigy. Now I'm up in the sky, floating on my own odyssey. Flowing, ain't nobody taught me to just rapping off observation and taking it. The talents from my family tree. Because you reap what you sow.
So I stitch my positivity
Okay, into this earth.
Did some
Yeah.
drugs on a good wave, and I was rebirthed into a fucking goddess.
Okay, so tell me how you feel, yeah. Tell me what you see. I wonder if you could see, yeah, inside of me. Roll up the spliff I bill, yeah, the fuzzy herb tree, yeah. Get high with me, get high as me. So tell me how you feel, yeah. Tell me what you see. I wonder if you could see, yeah, inside of me. Roll up the spliff I bill, yeah, the fuzzy herb tree, yeah. Okay, you got to get up, get out and get something before them niggas split your muffin cause you bluffing. You got to get up, get out and get something before them niggas split your muffin cause you ain't bluffing. Yeah, these niggas bluffing, yeah. Wait, these niggas bluffing, yeah. These niggas bluffing, yeah. It's like you got to get up, get out and get something. Yeah. You got to get up, get out and get something. Yeah. Hey, cool.
Hi, my name is Gia Regalado, and I am the, creator of Street Creations.
This is all possible because of this person right here.
I am a member of the Fishbowl Collective, and my heart kind of goes into community building and just including people that don't often feel included in the real world, Yeah, I just came from, my history of having that community of lowrider cruising, and then also wanting to give back to the community that supported Fishbowl so much throughout this whole pandemic. So Fishbowl Collective is it's a performance platform for gender non-conforming, trans, POC performers, and it started off as a way to fundraise for trans, BIPOC, POC sustainable housing. However, we have Street Creations now that's going to give back to the people that supported us for so long.
So my name is Sophia Yow Weeks. I'm 22 years old and I'm from Oakland, California. Just about a year ago, my younger sisters and I started crafting and doing art and selling it for mutual aid. And we found that a lot of our friends were doing the same. So we wanted to create a space, specifically a collective, where we could all share each other's work and support one another. So once COVID started lightening up and things were getting more safe, we started organizing art markets to benefit mutual aid or local grassroots orgs. Some orgs that we've raised money for are Anti-Police Terror Project, Black Earth Farms, the Fishbowl, which is the event we're working with now, Segurite Land Trust, Shumi Land Tax, a bunch of different local orgs, and also donating to different GoFundMes and things that we've found. People that have reached out to us, individuals that are just in need of financial support, specifically with housing insecurity or food insecurity, so things like that. So today, as Community Makes, we've provided art vendors, all local, who are selling their different art and goods. And we're here to support Arm the Girls, which is providing self-defense kits for Black and brown trans femmes in the Bay Area. So some of our proceeds from our vendors are going to go to this mutual aid effort. But we're also just here to create a welcoming space, build community, and hold space for different forms of art. So we have our vendors, but we're also going to have drag and music.
We are the ones. Arm the Girls. I am supporting Arm the Girls because I am a transgender woman and I believe that we need protection. And obviously, you know, the police aren't doing anything about trans women of color specifically being killed. And I believe that we should have sustainable practices of like defending ourselves. I'm excited for everything. Like, I'm so excited. I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, I just have to get ready. And it felt so weird not to, like, I had nothing else to do. I was like, wait, am I like just chilling right now? But I mean, I feel like it's such a like community, like we all kind of came together. So everyone is like, knows what they need to do. We're all just, I'm just excited to have see everyone that I haven't really, because I haven't really met anyone that we kind of just know everyone from the internet, you know? So I'm excited to meet everyone. So that's probably what I'm most excited for. But definitely the show.
Give it up for Gorilla Pump, everybody. A round of a fucking applause. I don't know, I've never met anybody that works harder than my brother, Gorilla Pump. I'm also a queer person, and I feel like for a lot of queer and trans people, the first instances of violence that we experience for our identity comes from our family.
Grade school, babe.
It comes from school, it comes from institutions, it comes from businesses, it comes from so many different places, and I feel like for us, people, our identities are hella like intersectional. So I feel like it's important for us to change a narrative about what our lives are. Because it's so often it's violence and death and all this shit. Why do you see a white person in a uniform with guns and shit? And that's just so normalized. You see it in movies, you see it since the time we were born. Like the military, you see it everywhere. Like this shit is so normalized. But then when you see queer, black or brown trans people arming themselves, that's just scary. And it's like, why is that? So a point of this project is to change the narrative about what safety looks like and how we can take that shit back. And then in our self-defense kit, we had like a sound alarm, we had a 2-inch knife, and we had all these other things, but it was just hell logistics to like figure out. So we're just gonna keep it at the most things that were the most like needed. This project we did it in collaboration with Visibility, who's working directly with queer and trans asylum seekers seeking asylum in the U.S. So these are women who are escaping violence from their homes and then have to go through detention. So they've been in prison, they're sitting it out, and then, so they're like literally been through the shit, you know what I'm saying? And so this campaign is really centering experiences like this and voices like this, so we want to give the mic up for a second.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Natalie, tengo 26 años y soy originaria de Honduras y hace 2 años que llegué a San Francisco.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Natalie. I'm 26 years old, and I am originally from Honduras, and I've got here 2 years ago. I've lived in San Francisco like 2 years ago.
Ella se comunicó con Visibilidad. Ustedes se preguntarán quién es Visibility. Visibility es para mí un ángel, un héroe sin capa. Y ese día que se comunicaron conmigo y me dijeron que me verían el día siguiente.
So she communicated with Visibility, and since that day, they have supported me and helped me through a lot.
Y ahora también con el programa de Armar a las Chicas, recibí ayuda de ellos, recibí un kit de defensa personal como también dinero y ha sido una bendición para mí porque como muchas más de Visibility no podemos trabajar en estos momentos.
And then thank you to the project, or the Arm the Girls. I received help as well from them. I got a defense kit, and I also got some coin. And then yeah, it's just been a blessing to be with Visibility, and yeah, since we can't work right now.
Y de la red Apoyando a las Chicas les decimos muchas gracias a cada uno de ustedes. Gracias y que Dios los bendiga hoy y siempre. Thank you.
Jesus, thank you very much for Visibility and all the girls there.
Thank you for being here. Please donate because, yo, listen, like the people that we are supporting, like our community, like imagine not being able to work, you can't get a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like us being out here just being able to walk the streets as cis people or like genderqueer people, you know, it's whatever. That's a privilege though, because for like trans women literally just trying to live their lives, there's violence at every fucking step. So we need to support these people who are literally like making it possible for us to even fucking be here. Period.
Yeah, so coming up, we're hoping to continue doing art markets more consistently. We're always looking for new vendors, and our Instagram is mostly where we promote our events. So our Instagram is at Community Makes, and then we also have an email, communitymakes@gmail.com, where you can get into contact with us. But we'll usually post about seeking for new vendors, and we're hoping to have art markets around at least once a month. And then our open mics usually take place in different parks around the city, which we also post about. But we've had musicians, poets, and people who just like to tell stories. So anything's really welcome at those events as well. But we're also open to new ideas. If anyone has some creative idea or something that they've been meaning to put out, yeah, we're happy to share or help organize.
So my name is Gia Regalado, and I support Arm the Girls.
Hello everyone, my name is Diana Aburto. I am originally born and raised in Nicaragua, and I have been in the Bay Area for the last 12 years. My mission within this group is to represent my culture and bring a space for people from Central America or from Nicaragua in the Bay Area to find a space to connect with their cultures and their roots. The work that we're doing here as a community within our organization is humanitarian aid, cultural exposure to our community, our Latino community in the Bay Area, and as well an arts program that includes music, dance for kids and for adults. The name of our organization is chavalos.org, and that has been in Chavalos de Aquí de Allá, which is from here and from there. That we also have artists exchange in Nicaragua and with artists here in the Bay Area as well. We have been pretty much doing culture and community for the last 10 years, and we keep growing and growing. We have the fortune also that most of our members are, if not all, Nicaraguan or halfway Nicaraguan, but they have found a space for them to reconnect with the roots and to find a safe space for them to pay homage to their heritage and their culture. The pieces that you're seeing in this event have some deep meanings, and it's a way for us to find solidarity and to communicate also with the population in Nicaragua right now. Things are not very easy in our country right now, and this is our way as well to create artivism through arts. The Hualagayo is a piece that is representative from the Atlantic coast of Nicaragua, in the area of Orinoco, specifically of Garifonas, in the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua, and it's a piece that represents sanity, and it represents health, because it's a ritual that cures the sick, the people sick. Right now, since we're in the pandemic, after getting out of the pandemic, not quite, but we have all reflected that health is wealth, and it is one of the most important things that we can make sure that we continue having in order to moving forward with life and enjoy life the way that it's supposed to be enjoyed. As well, our folkloric piece is an elevation of our female involved members and dancers of our group, and then at the same time it's in celebration of the LGBTQ plus communities from Nicaragua and from the Bay Area as well. We are a community and a group that is very inclusive, and we wanted to make sure that we pay respect to that as well. So we're very happy to be in a space where we can do that. So yeah, this is part of the things that we're doing. Please connect with us if you would like to be part of our family and our community as well. Here we are doing nothing but culture. We wanted to send our gratitude to Join the Movement Coalition for making Chavalos part of this event. This is part of the great things that we have going on. We have an extension of allies and communities that go beyond of what we just do here. So we can say that now they're part of our family as well. So we want to just thank all the members behind this event, all the filming crew, all the dancers, and everybody behind this amazing thing. So thank you, everybody.
despierto con abrazos que te amarán tan fuerte como rayos del sol. Amor, te saludo con dibujos de amaneceres tan brillante como tú. Cariño mío, no puedo evitar volando a cada pétalo pa' pole nada más. Me siento libre en tu color. No empieces guerra, por favor. Cariño mío, solo te quiero amar. Volando a cada pétalo pa' pole nada más. Me siento libre en tu calor. No empieces guerra, por favor. Sé mi temporada es finita y eres un mundo de flor. En la abejita viva el amor. Amor, hinchada de miel, la quinta estación vive en tus cielos. Amor, yo te amaré siempre con cada solopita de mis alitas. Cariño mío, no puedo evitar volando a cada pétalo pa' pole nada más. Me siento libre en el calor. No empieces guerra, por favor. Cariño mío, solo te quiero amar. Volando a cada pétalo pa' pole nada más. Me siento libre en el amor. No empieces guerra, por favor. Sé mi temporada es finita y eres un mundo de flor. En la abejita viva el
Should we keep going? Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Music.
Trap truck. Hey, yeah. Okay, let's elevate and escalate. Huh. Yeah.
Baby, let's elevate and escalate.
Yeah.
Baby, your mind, I'm trying to penetrate.
Don't give a fuck what they got to say.
I'm trying to take you to a new place. Take my hand, let's make our greatest
I'm the
escape.
truth, fuck a liar, suck me dry like pacifier. Turn a hater into a believer, bitch I crucify ya. That dope I supply ya with my hand on this lighter. I continue to light up and fucking get higher. Elevate and escalate into your mind, I penetrate. Quit being salty, I'm just young and trying to create. Hey, fuck with me now. Remember when I ain't have all these friends fucking around in the east, trying to get my dividends. Now my ring bells all over the bay. Like fuck your tri-state area, I'm way too far ahead of ya. Hey, and that envy, I can smell it, yeah. Ayy, so it just make me go harder, yeah. Ayy, oh, while I'm playing the game smarter, yeah. Like, take me to your leader, I'ma fucking get you higher, yeah. Ayy, so baby, stay, boy, the fucking lighter. Okay, let's elevate and escalate, yeah. Yeah. Baby, let's elevate and escalate, yeah. Baby, I'm trying to penetrate. Don't give a fuck what they got to say. I'm trying to take it to a new place. Take my hand, let's make our greatest escape. Now look where we are. Shit, I got you seeing shooting stars. Shit, okay, my legs on your shoulders. Yeah, okay, we going real far. You and me on top. Vibes intertwined and it don't stop. Yeah, okay, yours within mine. Yeah, and now we walking through time. Yeah. 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 Okay, let's elevate and escalate. Yeah. Baby, let's elevate and escalate. Yeah. Baby, your mind, I'm tryna penetrate. Don't give a fuck what they got to say. Yeah, I'm tryna take you to a new place. Take my hand, let's make our great escape. Now look where we are. Shit, I got you seeing shooting stars. Shit, okay, your legs on my shoulders. Okay, let's kick it up a notch. You and me on top. Vibes intertwined and it don't stop. Yeah, okay, yours within mine. Yeah, and now we walking through a song. Yeah. Swag. This next song is about how you can be anything you want to be in life if you put your mind to it. So just believe in yourself and it's lit. Yep. Yeah. Hey. Walking on a cloud, just trying to stay focused on the mission, yeah, to find my inner lotus. I've been soul searching, do what that's really hurting, but I just keep my head high and feet down to this earth, and I stay true to who I am and what I wanna do. Let's find the inner light, it all starts with you, yeah, and that's true. What the truth, don't let them fake you, just do you, boo boo. Wake up, yeah, and evolve. Who I wanna be, yeah. Yeah. It takes my destiny. Okay, some days are crazy, my eyes always lazy. Smoking splits, getting lost with my drools in the hazes. Dreaming about big faces, wondering when our time will come. Champagne's on the tips of tongues, can you taste it? We almost there, yeah, but best the beer, drink it down till it's clear, yeah. And daydream about a future that's near. Reach out and grab it, it's right here, yeah. Yeah, evolve, yeah. Who I wanna be, yeah. It's like, I can be who I wanna be, yeah. All my power is inside of me, yeah. If I manifest, I will succeed, yeah. Believe in yourself and you will be free, yeah. Say I can be who I wanna be, yeah. All my power is inside of me, yeah. If I manifest, I will succeed, yeah. Believe in yourself and you will be free, yeah. I said, I can be who I wanna be. All my power is inside of me. If I manifest, I will succeed. Say I can be who I wanna be. All my power is inside of me. If I manifest, I will succeed.
My name is Dania Cabello. I respond to she, her, they, them pronouns. I am the events curator at 4400 Telegraph with Critical Resistance. And today we're here for Freedom Fridays. It's a monthly event series that we do the last Friday of the month. And we look to partner with Critical Resistance movement partner organizations, different campaigns or actions that are taking place to help boost calls to action and to connect the local community to abolitionist issues. So to try to find tangible ways to involve the neighborhood that Critical Resistance New Building resides in to issues that are impacting people who are locked in prisons.
So CR is about 2 decades old at this point. It really started where a group of formerly imprisoned, activists, legal scholars, some folks who were not formally in prison came together and decided that we needed to talk not just about getting people out of prisons, but about the prison industrial complex, right? And this vast system that's at hand. And so folks came together and organized a conference in '97, the first CR conference. A lot of folks were introduced to the prison industrial complex and abolition at this moment. And for a while, Critical Resistance did conferences regularly. We also had another big conference in 2001, and we decided that we wanted to take a different direction from doing conferences and to become an organization.
So my name is Mohammed Sheikh. I am the campaigns director at Critical Resistance. Critical Resistance is one of the most important organizations that exists in this country and in the world because of how it has put forward its visionary politics and the articulation of abolition and prison industrial complex abolition specifically. It has really paved the way for our movements to think about a world without policing, imprisonment, surveillance, or other forms of state violence and social control. And we really can think about how to achieve an abolitionist vision through our daily lives and daily organizing practices.
Critical Resistance is important to me because when I think about the world that I want to live in, right, one where people have self-determination, they have what they need, they have autonomy, they're free from violence, right? And I think about the world that we live in today, one that's shaped by exploitation, dispossession, and violence, right? Especially for those of us that are racialized or marginalized or gendered in ways that make us more vulnerable to state violence. And the things that protect these racial and class hierarchies, right? And that's the police, that's prisons, that's courts, that's this entire prison industrial complex, right? That's designed to prevent those of us, especially those of us working from the bottom rungs of society, to be able to advance forward and create that world that we want to see.
Being a prison industrial complex abolitionist, first and foremost, means that you understand that the systems of policing, of imprisonment, of surveillance, and other forms of state control that make up the prison industrial complex are fundamentally violent and are set up and working as they were meant to. So the system is not broken, it doesn't need fixing. when you're working for abolition, what you're really aimed at is taking power away from the system and putting that power back into communities. So we are not aiming to reform the system to make it better, but are actually identifying steps and measures that will take more resources, funding, political will, and support away from the prison industrial complex until we get rid of it entirely. You know, the systems of control that dominate our lives are not confined to any one geography or any one border, right? The prison industrial complex is international in scope, and it is one of the tools that the United States uses as a form of imperialist domination in other countries, right? And we have to understand that the prison industrial complex is really about bolstering and defending the system of capitalism, of colonialism, imperialism, patriarchy, and racial domination that, you know, exist in our world today. And so the fight against the prison industrial complex must be international. We must be thinking about amplifying and building with the struggles for self-determination and liberation that are happening everywhere, because ultimately our enemies are working together. And so if a struggle in another part of the world is successful, that's a victory for us. That's a victory for working people, for oppressed people everywhere. And so we must be thinking about international solidarity at the center and core of our work.
Yeah. So in the anti-policing work group, for about the past little over like 8 to 10 months ago, we've been working with the Defund Police Coalition on the Defund OPD campaign. This campaign was started back in 2016 by the Anti-Police Terror Project, and kind of took on and added a renewed vigor following this past summer's George Floyd rebellions, as the Oakland community, alongside communities all across the country and across the world, demanded that police be defunded and these funds be moved into essential services that serve to create that real sense of safety and giving people what they need, right, instead of caging them and locking them up and targeting and killing them. Since January, the Defund Police Coalition has formalized and really come together as a coalition of 13 BIPOC-led organizations from around Oakland who are working to pressure the City Council in order to follow its recommendations to move 50% of the Oakland Police Department's budget, or about $150 million, into organizations, services, resources, and really just giving our communities, particularly the most marginalized communities, what they need to actually feel safe. Yeah, hopefully being able to foster this shared sense of autonomy and self-determination that a movement like this, like Defund, can be used as a route towards the abolitionist, towards greater abolitionist actions in the futures in the world that we all want to live in, right? Where we're free from the kinds of things that we see, whether it's intercommunal violence that's produced by these situations of economic and social precarity, as well as state-sponsored violence, like the kind that plagues our communities and steals our family members and community members from us and locks them in a cage.
Yeah, so right now we just have the back lot at 4400, which is a beautiful green community space. And we're looking to continue to build our partnerships so that other folks in Oakland see this as a space for all of us.
My name is Sarah Ftala. My pronouns are she and they, and I am a member of the Oakland chapter of Critical Resistance. Critical Resistance has been a pretty formative institution in my own political study of abolition. Pretty much all of the thinkers that I've been following for years have been involved at one point or another with critical resistance. So being able to make it my political home has been really one of the best things that have happened in the last few years. So I'm really grateful for that. So the mail program at Critical Resistance is something that we've been doing for years now, where we correspond with and receive mail from people on the inside all across the nation. We want to be able to correspond with people who are on the inside, because that's how we hold ourselves accountable to people who are the most affected by the PIC. People on the inside ask for a variety of resources. Sometimes it's something that is related to health, and they want to understand a little bit more about what are some of the options that they have on the inside based on their health conditions. Some of the resources are related to legal strategies or things that they can do in order to further their cases. whilst Critical Resistance cannot represent them personally, we do connect them with pro bono attorneys or other organizations that can support them in their representation. Sometimes the resources that people ask for are cultural. They just want to be able to access books, music, poetry, things of that nature. I think it's a very critical lifeline for a lot of people to be able to ask for and receive the resources that they need. During the pandemic, unfortunately, we've had to think a little bit more creatively about how to continue providing that critical lifeline to people who are imprisoned. And so we now have a decentralized mail program where we have multiple roles for people to play in order to be able to still sustain that connection. Honestly, if you are interested and you express interest, we will adopt you for however long you're willing to do the work. We do have a weekly mail night on Tuesdays at 6:30 every week, where we onboard folks who are new to the mail program. We sort of train them on what correspondence with people on the inside looks like. But really, it's just, are you interested? Do you have the capacity? And we'll have you.
I think Critical Resistance and more broadly the abolitionist movement offers a way for everyday people to come together and say that we can do it, we can make it happen, and we don't have to wait for the state, who more often than not targets us, in order to make these realities happen. And I think that supporting CR, right, whether it's monetarily or whether it's through volunteering, or maybe not even supporting CR, but just getting involved on your local level in abolitionist campaigns and projects, is going to be the way that we can get out of this mess that we've been in for the past 500 years. And it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, it's going to take organization both within and outside of Critical Resistance. But what abolitionist organizing tells us is that all of us have the capacity to make change happen, as long as we do it together and move together and challenge each other and study together and learn about like what this means for any specific issue or any specific community that you may find yourself a part of or have been.
Everyone should get involved in PIC abolition because whether you acknowledge it or not, the prison industrial complex affects all of us in so many different ways, right? If you are going to a school that doesn't have funding, why doesn't that school have funding? It's because the state is prioritizing resources for the systems of policing, imprisonment, and the things that are actually harming us. So whatever you're involved in, whatever issues you care about, prison industrial complex abolition is relevant to you. And so we want all people to get involved, regardless of where you're at, what you understand of the PIC. Join an organization, learn, and get involved in the struggle.
Critical Resistance, as a member-run organization, it really relies heavily on people power. And so I'm grateful for all the members at Critical Resistance who keep it going and who participate in so much work out beyond the things that we get to see on a day-to-day basis. And also the people for showing up, the film crew for filming this, for weaving our stories together, for the neighbors for showing it up, because the space is only just a space unless we fill it and activate it.
Shout out to all of the survivors of state-sanctioned violence, the people who are like navigating intersectional oppressions every day, right? And like out here just trying to get free. Shout out to you.
That's real.
I think when people look back to the past, like there becomes like, even if they know it's not true, we look at the best things about the past, or the shiny things, like the jerseys, or like the pictures of the Black Panthers and stuff like that. But like, not realizing that like the moment they had is very similar to the moment that we have right now. It's just about understanding the reality we live in, making the connections as to what forces are working together to make that reality true, and what can we do in response to that reality.
I'm a kind of poet, and if I'm a kind of poet, then I'm responsible from my own point of view to the people who produce me and the people who will come after me, you know, so that when the Holocaust comes, and it will come, you know, eventually, no matter how simple black and white terms may be today, life is not that simple, and sooner or later, if I do my work as I should do it, when I'm needed, I'll be there. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of pain in the city. I come home, but there ain't no home. When I think about San Francisco, I think about pride. I think about feelings of loyalty. Just thinking about all the happy memories I have in the city, in these blocks, in these cuts, in these hills. Despite all the challenges that are happening, there's a piece in me, deep in me, that has a deep association with a memory of Frisco for what it once was.
Hold up, chill. Why real life feels so unreal? So much heartbreak, so much illness. Doctor can't kill stress, no such pill. Hold up, chill. Why real life feels so unreal? Hold up, chill. Why real life feels so unreal? Hold up, chill. Why real life feels so unreal? So much heartbreak.
There's a lot of pain in the city, and despite that, the fact that we can come together in our joy is resilience. And I try to remember that on a daily basis as I'm navigating my own whirlwind of emotions, and as I'm trying to do the work in our community to make sure that we don't lose sight of the love that we have, despite the anger, the rightful rage and anger that we feel. Because I got nowhere else to go. I come home, but there ain't no home. About San Francisco, I think about pride, I think about loyalty, excitement, love, hypey feelings in my heart, you know, thinking about all the happy memories I have in the city. Think about the counterbalance, the grief, the sadness, the conversations I've had, the relationships I've built, the community that we're cultivating. All of these things kind of bring a lot of beauty to my life.
We are desperately in love with the nostalgia of San Francisco to the point
kind of about it.
Yeah, bag here. Yo, courageous Karen, calling cops on the color kids. Move to the city cause you swear you see colorless. Say I look suspicious since the hood where my mother lived. And got evicted out of just so you can have a fuck to give. Calling 12 is like a threat to my life. It kill me, you won't sleep well for the rest of your nights. My word, you complaining about the man in the curb, but when it's really no one outside yourself you serve, that's absurd. Don't make me put your ass on Twitter. Had the whole world seeing you call somebody ya. See you by the store and I better get you the gems. You clutching your purse, you acting like somebody gon' hit you, but ain't nobody even tripping off you. I overstand you just scared of something different, aren't you? But it's okay, we ain't budging anyway. Get your ass out the city, we'll be back any day. I said it's okay, we ain't budging anyway. We'll get your ass out the city, we'll be back any day now. Your services are no longer needed. Don't forget you're welcome.
We have a responsibility to respond in tomorrow to our young people what it looks like to fight for justice.
I come home when the moon dances, when the sun still sleeps. I come home to a city more white than my dreams. I come home to an exhaustion knowing there is no home. I come home to people cause I got nowhere else to go. I come home but there ain't no home. Yeah, homelessness is I. Don't step aside of the lies whether the system has failed you, not I. I am success. I live, breathe off of your oppression. I got through my first year of college education. I've healed and coped through trauma in more ways than you can imagine. We are not alone out here. This battle will not leave us victims. I've gotten this far for a reason. Now listen, before the revolution passes by you.
Upset when people don't recognize what came before them and pretend like shit is all good. Cause like it's always funny to me when people are like, oh, we should have like a 1920s theme party. And I'm like, do you know what was happening in the 1920s, bruh? Like, it was all bad for people that look like me. We are, in our generation, the people who try to keep Frisco alive, we are desperately in love with the nostalgia of San Francisco to the point where we make everything kind of about it. I think we are nostalgic because we're not happy. Until no one has to worry about where they're gonna sleep and where they're gonna eat, San Francisco's fucked. No no matter how beautiful it is, it's fucked. Inequalities always exist because of capitalism. Somebody needs to. There's a disbelief. There's a really false narrative that in order to be rich and successful and have a lot of money and be really happy, someone needs to suffer because of it. Until we have that myth debunked, until people want to realize that, we're always going to be in this fucking weird cyclone of seeing a mansion next to a person sleeping in a tent.
The attempt itself to seek freedom within our own lives and to even understand that we have agency to some degree to determine our own lives and figure out what is our contribution to this lifetime, to our community, to each other. What does my commitment look like is constantly reflecting on these questions of what does freedom look like moving forward, or what's the freedom that I choose to contribute towards? Because, like I said, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed on a daily basis, but if we're clear about what we're striving for, what we're aiming for, and putting our energy to try to sharpen that vision for ourselves, that is our own version of seeking freedom, for us to understand that we have a role, a contribution, and that we have beauty and skill set to be able to contribute to this, not just these moments, but these larger movements that we're trying to cultivate. I feel like San Francisco is magic in the way that it's able to cultivate so much resilience and so much resistance in different forms. And even if resistance looks like getting through the day and surviving a day, that's resistance in and of itself in this beastly city.
It's like an underground, like, musical revolution shit.
Trying to point fingers and find an enemy. So fuck it. There's a lot of symptoms, but it's one problem. I needed that. I need that back. You had enough. You rich as fuck. Get off it, man. Get off of me. It's equity. Say la vie to the motherfucking bourgeoisie. You'll get off of me, man. Bad luck, now you pay up. Get off my back, it's barely there. Still holding prayer, my American despair. Story of the soul, how the rich stay rich. we shaping out for the guillotine. Can you sing with me? Spread the wealth and cut the greed. If you disagree, then come and be my guillotine. Guillotine. I need it bad. I need it bad. You've had enough. You're rich as fuck. So get off it, man. Get off of me. It's equity. C'est la vie to the motherfucking bourgeoisie. Been had bad luck, now you pay up. Get off my back, it's barely there. Still holding prayer by American despair. Yo, what's up? Thank you so much. Thank you so much to join the movement. Thank you so much. This is happy anniversary to join the movement on behalf of Laura y Los Bad Hombres. Thank you, Black Film Connect. Thank you, everybody, so much for putting this production together. Mwah! Amor! I don't know what that was. I've never done that before.
Hi, I'm Sean. I go by they, them, or he, him. I have roots in the city, and I go to SF State, and I graduated from City College 2 years ago. Well, Sean is a person from San Francisco, born and raised, and he is one of our brothers, and he was shot and killed by a police officer, right? And he is just another, not just another brown body, but he is another brown body added to the statistics, right? And police officers, like, they go after black and brown people very heavily, and he is a person that was gunned down by pigs. So, like, the reason why I'm invested in it is just because he's like a city boy, and like a lot of people think that like shit like this doesn't happen in the city or in the Bay Area, and I'm one of those people. I used to not think that. However, it does happen, and he was fighting for George Floyd when he got killed, right? So he is really true and true a San Franciscan, right? And he got shot and killed fighting for another black body, you know, and then to be gunned down. So it's a lot. But a few months ago, we fundraised for the Monte Rosa sisters, Sean's family, and that is a form of mutual aid because it directly went to affected family members of police brutality and helped subsidize help them through their very, very tough time.
My name is Jess Nguyen. I am a CCSF student, part of CCSF Collective, and part of the contingent for Justice for Sean. I am a trade student. I study floristry at City College and also construction and metalworking, and it's very tied with the movement to find justice for Sean because he was a trade student at City College, and he learned so much through those tactical skills, and he wanted to build a house for his family, and knowing that the skills that we learn at the college are from the same teachers, it makes me feel like we are part of a community, and it's important for us to show intercultural solidarity and find justice for people who have been inflicted by police violence.
So my name is Erica, and I'm a Vietnamese Chinese student, and I'm part of CCSF Collective, which is an abolitionist arts activism group. Something that we're interested in doing is doing fights to protect public education against austerity measures. And recently we've noticed the cuts to African American studies, the cuts to ethnic studies, the cuts to the English as a second language program. These are cuts that are indicative of the structural racism at City College and how they're institutionalizing these cuts by design to get rid of our resources. So what we're trying to do at the college is to prevent that from happening and then see it as a system-wide issue across education in the state, but then also nationally, where they're continually underfunding education.
How do you explain it nicely when you're just like really sick and tired of public education being consistently underfunded, and yet police budget has been inflated? And you see how supervisors say that public education is so important, but yet they don't even decrease the police budget. They're opening a new juvenile detention center, and how is that helping youth? Education and having resources in the classes helps everyone in San Francisco, because not everyone has the access to machines or to tools or to a supportive counselor or the resource centers like the Women Resource Center, Queer Resource Center, or any of these amazing teachers that actually care. And Sean went to City College and he took women's gender study classes and he opened up his mind. And a lot of us at City College are so grateful, and we want to keep the community alive.
Yeah, but I still feel uncomfortable around police officers. So if I go onto campus at a school, right, and I see a bunch of pigs there, I'm not going to want to go there, you know? It affects people. So we definitely have to get them off campus if we want more students. There are a lot of cops off campus coalitions. I belong to one for City College, and there's one for SF State as well, and that I'm looking into. There's also one for like UCSF. And USF, so it's actually really like a very huge thing, and it's weird because I didn't think it was that big. I thought it was like, okay, we're radical because it's SF, but it's actually in a lot of major cities. So,
and I think what's next is that the atmosphere at City College is that we're all trying to be together and mobilize against an administration that is actively trying to cut us down by downsizing, by class cuts, by faculty layoffs, alongside with gentrifying the different campuses, where entire campuses are getting shut down. People are losing access to education. And we're trying to spotlight that by things such as this and advocate that we need to keep education accessible. We are in the fight of free higher education, where we had a resolution passed for free community colleges statewide in California. And connecting that to defunding the police to get funding to CCSF, but then also community colleges overall.
This is La Doña, here with Justice for Sean, standing in solidarity with Black Lives Matter, to demand the immediate firing of all nasty little pigs involved in the murder of Sean Monterrosa and all other victims of police brutality. Vallejo PD, y'all fucked with the wrong ones. SFPD, best believe we coming for you next. We from Frisco and we don't stand down. Disarm, defund, disband. We won't stand for anything less.
Let's get there. Live and learn. We gon' take it. We gon' take it. Take it. Yeah. Live, learn. We gon' take it. We gon' take it. Take it. We gon' take it.
Blow your nose. Wash your hands. Make coffee. Eat things. Pay up. Save it till it's mine. Don't fuss. Even though life's a cuss, a ish and luck. If life's a movie, I be a fool to play the role of a sitting duck. Act the casino, dice came heating up. Swagger untouchable, like a John Michelle at the Waldorf. I'm cold.
Ali, oxen free, found the key. You should know the sound of these. Black distinguished council, we got the resume to say we bout to run the 7 C's. I don't see you testing me, cause that would be an F to me. Wavy in the kettle, give them 2nd degree. The 3rd degree will probably be 1st degree. You heard of me. Rice and Wallace burning microphones off GP. That's general principle, but I'd still do it for free. half a decade we gave the big breakfast dinner, you see. Because at lunch we just hunting on the vinyl we need. There they go, off the wall. Wavy Wallace beat the gods, beat the odds, even though we far from the pinnacle. Where they go, off the wall. Wavy Wallace beat the gods, beat the odds, even though we far from the pinnacle. Yeah. Yeah. Join the movement.
Join the movement. Coalition.
Shout out Oaklandish. DJ Pops in the house. James Wavy. Bryson Wallace.
Yeah.
Oakland stand up.
Oakland stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. 510. 510. 510.
Yeah.
That 510. That 510. Hey yo, that 510. That 510.
He got that.
510. We got that soul. It's that 510. Yo, we got that flow. It's that 510. That 510. Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
Dipping down Telegraph Ave, get that math. I don't want that traffic, it ain't that gas. See me at Low Landish, getting that fly shit. Yeah, we getting high shit, high feet, Fidelity, spell it. That funk, it's Wavy, Bryson, Wallace. Take the microphone.
Yeah, it's Wavy in this Wallace. Better know that shit is flawless. And we pulling out they wallets for that money. We aren't doing nothing that was funny, but they smiling. And if you got that microphone, just grab it and I'm wildin'. This is what I do, this is what it do. What it do, what it do with ease. Got DJ Pops on the 1s and 2s and yes the 3s. This is dope for 3. This is Steph Curry. If you got that feed, we come in and hurry. Look, homie, that's right, that homie addict. Better know we at it. James Wavy, Bryson, we all have it.
It's 2021. Everybody say, hey man, you better buy your gun. They trying to kill us. They pulling us over. Oh, you black driving. They pulling us over. He ain't got no ID. He be pulling us over. They be choking us out. I can't breathe, never leave. Yo, I love this. I love this. Enjoy this. My black skin, yeah, I'm so visually gorgeous. Brown eyes, big lips. Everybody wanna be me, but I can see me. I'm 3D. Get it on like to the dawn and morning, on like morning, getting gone and gone. It's on like I got my glowed up, and I'm not that important type to excuse anyone that wants some information to get to the top. No, I never drop back, fall back. Yeah, I'm a soldier. I thought I told ya, nothing to fold. You wanna hold me for the gold? I ain't got none. You can sue me for that money, man. I ain't got them dollars, no pesos in my pocket. No why they these motherfuckers trying to hold me. I'm trying to keep my people up. Like a loose leaf, we free. James Wavy and Bryson Wallace, we bring the knowledge. These motherfuckers talking shit. They need to get a scholarship. You on the couch, on your mama couch. Man, get off of it. Made James Wavy and Bryson Wallace, we bring the knowledge.
Yeah. See what we doing, So what we doing.
Hey, yo, Pops on the 1s and 2s, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sweating right now.
Join the movement,
You ain't sweating, you ain't working.
Join the movement,
Join the movement,
Join the movement, Join the movement, yeah. Join the movement. Join the movement. Join the movement. Join the movement. Join the movement, yeah.
You ain't sweating. You ain't working.
Yeah. James Wavy, Bryson Wallace,
hey,
DJ Popson. Join the movement.
We did the damn thing, y'all. For real though, like stay plugged.
We on the mansion.
Stay plugged. Stay plugged.
James Wavy,
510.
Bryson Wallace, James Wavy, Bryson Wallace, DJ Popson. Join the movement.
On the 1s and 2s. This hip hop, y'all.
Meow, meow, meow.
This hip hop, y'all. Thank y'all for listening to us.
Y'all be easy.
We James Wavy, Bryson Wallace.
Yeah.
We got an album called Nights. Check us out.
Yeah.
Check DJ Pops out.
Shout out.
Yo, what up, it's your boy DJs right now. You tuning to my homie DJ Pops.
KXSF.
Shout out Kano Jam. Shout out Van.
Shout out to Hip Hop Anonymous.
Join the movement.
Check my boy DJ Pops out on KXSF.
Yeah. Best DJ out.
It's all love, y'all.
Peace.
Stay glowed.
Meow.
Wavy.
Meow.